I think it said recording in progress like a little bit ago.
That's the note taker, the AI.
Okay.
Yeah. And we are also live in the
Okay.
community now.
Awesome. Awesome.
Just yeah, change channel. Okay. Wait, let me close so many tabs open so that I will not be distracted. Yeah, hello. Good afternoon. Just a few more sec. And thank you so much, guys, for tuning in, joining us in another support hour. Once again, this is Diana, and Maria is here with me. And today is the last day of March. Maria and I were just talking about it earlier. And also, that also means it's also the last day of the quarter.
Yeah.
Wait,
That went by fast. What was that?
just give me a few sec because I turned on the volume in the stream, so I'm hearing myself while I am talking at the same time. Okay. Funny when things like this happen. But okay, so welcome once again. Let me just do some preliminaries and from there we're going to proceed with today's session. Okay, so once again, welcome to our support hour. If you're watching us live, hello, or if you are catching the recording, whatever time of day you are in, hello. I hope you're having a great day as well. And these sessions are designed so that we will be able to teach you or show you some features of GrowGenie 360, or we can do a live build. But we want it to be a form of engagement. You can ask us questions about the thing that we're doing or showing you, or you can also ask questions about anything that's going on with your own setup or your own business. And yeah, so it's the if whether you're watching live or watching the recording, feel free to write a comment. And if the session has already ended, our team will still get back to you and respond to those messages. All right. So without any further ado, let's talk about another issue that we've seen with most businesses, and that is struggling with scattered information. Sometimes it can't be helped. So for example, you updated your phone number, but when you have to create an email campaign, so you have to update it there, and then your website, you have to update in your landing page or in your text message or even your booking link. You have to update from time to time. And now you have to fix, the same thing in 5 to 10 different places depending on how many pages your website has. So that can be frustrating, and also where mistakes can slip through and opportunities get missed. So what if instead of fixing things everywhere, you can just update it once, and it from there it updates everywhere automatically. And that's what we're going to walk through today, because inside GrowGenie 360 there's a feature called custom values, and the simplest way of looking at it or thinking about it is that they are simply placeholders for your business information. So instead of you typing your details over and over again, you can just insert that reference. And Maria will be showing that to you later. So, for example, instead of typing their number manually, you can add something like those symbols in the code in coding, like have a phrase. No, it's not a phrase. Brace. Open close braces or two braces, and then you have the text like custom underscore values underscore contact or underscore phone number, something like that. So once again, Maria will be showing that in a little while. And this feature will help you avoid outdated information. And because of that, it will also help you have consistent messaging. And then the instant updates will happen without you having to think about, oh, where do I have to update? And then dig through everything in your websites, in your information. Okay. And because of that, it removes a lot of the small, repeated tasks that can slow you down during the day. Okay. So let's see how it works. And I pass it over to Maria.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen here. Okay. And we're gonna go to Growth Journey 360. And like Diana said, we are going to be talking about custom values today. And they're this really cool piece of code that once you get the hang of it, you can do so much with it. And I'm gonna start by showing you an example really quick, okay? Um, as you can see right now, the copyright is 2025. And I get a lot of requests from clients who call me and they'll be like, I need to update my copyright year at the bottom of my website. And so I go and do it. Sometimes they forget for a year, sometimes they forget for 5 years. And it's like super outdated. You're having clients coming into your website and it looks unprofessional. And personally, when I go on a website and it says copyright 2020, I think, are they still in business? And usually because, the consumer is can be very impatient, at least I am. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go somewhere else because I don't know if they're still in business. The website is up. It could be that somebody's accidentally paying all the bills and the website just the business doesn't work anymore. So as you can see right here, we have Growth Genie 360 2025. We are almost a quarter into 2026 and it hasn't changed. Like a good way to do that is to go ahead and um, just use a custom value. Okay, so how are we going to use a custom value? We're going to go here, we're going to edit our website, and we're going to highlight our text. All right, here's the little tag area. Okay, and we're just going to do year. Right now, year. So now we have this little code. It says right now year dot year. Okay, so this is one of those kind of like preloaded custom values that you get whenever when you have when you just create a like a what's it called, a Growth 360 account. You can make your own custom values, and we're going to talk about that shortly. But this is one of those that already comes pre-made, and we're going to learn what that does. So we're going to go ahead and hit publish really quick. And we are going to give it a few more seconds because sometimes when you make a change right away, it doesn't reflect right away because of caching and stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and just refresh the website. And now, as you can see, it says 2026. And when it's January 1st at 12:01 a.m., in 2027, it'll automatically change to 2027. So you don't have to worry about that. It's like one of those things that you don't think about, but then when you think about it, you're like, oh my goodness, I forgot to change that. So now you don't have to think about it with the help of a custom value. So that's how handy like the custom values can be for something super simple like changing the year. Okay, we're gonna learn how to do other things, and I'm gonna show you a few different scenarios of how the custom values can be very, very beneficial for you. Like, first of all, is things like business name, phone number, email address, all that stuff. And you can use custom values anywhere. As you can see, we use them on the website. You can use them on your website. You can use them on your newsletter emails that you send out. You can use them on the funnels. You can use them inside of the automations, and you can use them in the text message campaigns that you sent out. Yes. So even if you're sending out some text messages for your clients, you can use custom values, and the custom values will automatically get that information that you're trying to pull. Okay. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and go here to the custom values page. I'm going to show you where this is. If you haven't seen it before, the custom value page is right here. Wait, I can draw right here. All right.
Right.
And to get
Amazing when you learn something that you can do.
I feel like Zoom is one of those that I'm not super used to, but yeah. Okay. So the way that you get to this area inside of Growth 360 is you want to go, here's where you land at the very, at your dashboard, and then you go to the bottom left hand side and you go to settings. And then once you click on that, it's going to take you to another menu, which is a new menu, and that's going to take you to custom values right here. And then you click on custom values, and then here are all the custom values that we have created before, okay? Specifically speaking, these are just things that we have created. Again, custom values, or there are already a lot that come pre-made in a sense, and those are the ones that you will just find basically when you click on that little tag button that brings up all your custom values. And I'm going to show you that here shortly. All right. So we're going to do an experiment, and we are going to pull up this form that we used a few weeks back. If you were here, you might remember it being called the test form 318 or something like that. But we did create this form a couple weeks ago where we showed you how to like measure if that client is qualified. So if they're filling out like a contact us form or like a quote form, how do you qualify a client to see that they're the right match? So we're gonna go ahead and use this, okay? And some of the items that we see here are full name, phone number, email, and then other items. And if you weren't here for that live that we did, these two are some fields that I created custom. And if you want to learn how to do that, we can learn how to do that. Like you can go back and look at the video, or I can post something over this week. But it is something that you can easily make by doing ads. So the field forms inside of a form, the fields, they're going to have a little code. You're not going to see it with phone number and full name and email because those are standard and those are the custom codes that already exist. But when you create a budget, if you click on the little gear and then you click on advanced settings at the bottom, you'll see a unique key, and that's actually your custom value. Okay. And that's something that a lot of people don't notice because you don't really need to have it. You don't need to learn it, but it is kind of handy on here, especially when you're working with a lot of pages at the same time. I like to keep track of, hey, what is that field that I created called? What's your budget? Okay. So we created this form, and it's working as it should. I submitted, it works perfectly. Okay. So now I'm going to go here and create a super quick automation. It's already half there created because we've already talked about automations. And again, if you want to learn about how automations work, we can go ahead, you can ask that at any time. And so the form that we are submitting, the trigger is that somebody's going to submit the hotline test form, which is the form that we were talking about, and then something's going to happen. And for this instance, because I'm going to be sending a lot of emails today, we're going to be looking at a lot of examples. We are going to do an internal notification, and this is going to go to me. Okay. We're going to do an email from Growth Genie 360. That's the name. And then we're going to do info at growth360.com. All right. And user type for this specific user, I'm just going to do particular user and then pick myself. Okay. And subject is someone. We're just going to do. All right. So here's where we can get like very fancy. Okay. So tag. We're going to do contact. This when you're seeing contact, that is the contact information of the person who filled out the form. When we're doing user, we're talking about you. Okay, so contact, first name, and then we have a little custom value filled out the
Sorry,
form.
Maria. Before you
Go ahead.
continue, thank you for
Yeah.
bringing that up because that's actually you have to remember that. At first it's going to get confusing, but the when Maria brought up about the use of who is the contact and who is the user. Okay, because it's a common mistake. And even when I was starting with Grow Genie 360, I would usually use user. I'm creating email campaign and then I'm using the value user. And that's going to be sent to me. And so when somebody reads the email, it will start with "Hi Diana," and the person's name is not Diana. So yeah, thank you for bringing that distinction. You, if
Yeah.
you're the one using it, or whoever is the assigned user, for other purposes later on, And then the contact is the person who will be filling up for, in that sense, the form. No,
Uh-huh.
thank you,
Yeah.
Maria.
Yeah, of course. I actually thought about that when I was going through this, when we were kind of going through it yesterday. I was like, okay, maybe we should mention that because it can be confusing. Okay. So contact is going to be the person, your client who performs the action, the person who fills out that contact us form, the person who is making that appointment in your calendar. All right. So this is going to be contact first name, filled out the form, and then we're just gonna play around a little bit. Okay. Here we're going to say, hey, and just to kind of put our knowledge to use, we're going to go to custom values right here in this little tag, okay? And we're going to go to user. Hey, first name. So that's going to say Maria. If we were kind of doing like all users, any users, or anything like that, then it would kind of switch around names. But this is going to say, hey, Maria. And it'd be simple to put, hey, Maria, like actually Maria. But let's play around with this because this is our we're doing some testing and we're learning. All right. And then we go back and we go to contact and then we go to full name. All right, contact name, here's your custom value, has filled out the test form. Please review the info below. Alrighty, so now we're going to go ahead and grab all those form, like what's it called? The name of these, what are these called? The so now we're gonna grab the information depending on what is on our form. Okay, sorry, I
Which
had like
one? Sorry,
I totally
field.
yeah, the field.
Yeah, okay, okay.
I forgot the
It's
sorry about that.
okay.
I forgot the word, but we're gonna grab the field. So right now we have full name, phone, email, what's your budget, and where are you located. Okay, so the first item that we're gonna do is grab the full name. And to that, we're gonna go to contact, full name, and we are going to go to email and phone number. Okay, again, these are some of the ones that are already pre-made so that you don't have to go because obviously you're asking your client for their phone number, their email, and their name. And this is not something that you have to go and make yourself. This is something that GrowGenie already comes with because these are like the obvious, like the minimum requirements. Okay. So now remember how I said that I created this, and if you look at settings, you can see my unique key, and that's actually my custom key. Well, I can copy it and paste, or I can just come here and I can look it up. So what's your budget? Okay, it's a little bit cut off, but as you can see, it says right there, contacts, what's your budget? And that's contact, what's your budget? It's the same thing, all right? And then where are you located? Where are you located? Okay, right there. Contact, where are you located? And that's going to pull this information when somebody fills it out. Okay. And just for the sake of time, I'm going to go ahead and remind you that when you put in the contact name, it's just going to give you the result. So it's not going to give you the markers. So once this gets submitted, it's just going to say like, if the contact name was Diana, it's going to say Diana. So you do want to make sure that you put some identifiers. So name, email, phone, what's budget. And of course, you can also, yeah, so locate location. Alrighty, and then of course we save as, and then we go ahead and save again. And let's see, it just told me that I might need to refresh. So I'm going to copy my information because I am not going to lose this. Yeah, your version is outdated. Huh. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and, yeah, I don't know what happened. It wouldn't let me save and it says my version is outdated. So, and I have to refresh. So, okay. Yeah, that didn't save. That's okay. So I'm just gonna reconstruct really quick what we were
Okay.
doing here.
Maria will just do that very quickly. And this happens when we're doing things live. So, yeah. And if you're watching right now, you can drop a message, or if you are watching the recording, so you can start thinking about, use case for this, right? So one example that Maria is doing right now is notification. But custom values can be used. I think Maria has some examples later, but in a lot of things, when you are doing your email, you can use custom values for personalization so that when your recipient receives the email, it will pull up the name of the intended recipient, booking links also, and so forth. And I think Maria is ready to continue.
Yeah, okay. So I want to
Okay.
thank you. Yes, that we'll kind of go through some of that later as well. But yes, so many things that you can do. I don't think we can cover all of them in this hour, but we are going to talk about a few of the best ways to use it. So we're gonna go ahead and so I created my form. I saved it. I did the little dash, the toggle. I put it in publish, and then I saved it. Okay, so remember, if you don't toggle publish, it's not gonna work. And then um, I don't want that to happen. So we're gonna save. Okay, and then we're gonna go and preview, and we're gonna go ahead and fill out our form, and then we're gonna use this test email. Okay, and then we're using the main company email. So just in case you're like, oh, now I have Maria's email or number. No, you don't. That's just what we use internally. Okay, so what's your budget? Just something random. And then this is going to be our first test. Okay, so now we're going to click and then wait a few seconds, and you're going to see how the custom values like reflect that specific information. So we're going to go to here and it says Gigi filled out your form. All right. So, hey, Maria, Gigi 360 has filled out your test form. And then as you can see, all that information is just based on like what was filled out. And then we're going to do it again so you can kind of see, hey, like this is actually work. Okay. And now we're going to do it with my information, but the company information. Okay. And then we're going to do test two so that you can see that it's actually sending out another test. It's not just, it's not like, I don't know. We're not lying to you basically, but you know that. We're just teaching you. All right. So as you can see, this is test two, and now it has my information. And that's because of the variables that we added on the internal notification. You don't need to have absolutely anything specific. You don't need to create anything twice. You don't need to go back and remember where you made where you need to update something. You just use these custom values, and then you are good to go. And in one of the ways that you can use this is I've definitely been in the situation where I've created a newsletter and then I don't use it for another few months, and then I have to update a specific asset that I'm sending out in that newsletter. And then I don't remember what to do. And it's so much easier to just create a custom value. And I'm gonna teach you how to create your own custom value next. Okay. So we're in this custom value page, and now we're gonna add custom value, and we're going to make it a holiday promo. Okay, something that you use once a year, that you're updating every single December, November, December, and that you don't know what's gonna be next year. But you have this newsletter ready, set up, you made it, it looks great. You're gonna use it for the rest of your life, and the only thing that's going to change is that holiday promo that the clients can click inside of that email and download. All right. So it could be whatever. You can create a page, and that's what this is going to be. And then just as a few reminders, your name, you want to make it specific. So this is our holiday promo. This is our value, and the value means like what is going to direct when the person clicks. What's it going to make it like? What's it going to create? So um, we're gonna go here, and I'm gonna grab the get link right here for this photo. And you can make it a link, you can make it words, you can do whatever. Folders, that's optional. We're not gonna put it into a folder. You can. I recommend that if you are going to be making a lot of custom values, then you do create a folder so that you can learn how to categorize and you don't lose track of them. Okay. So right here is my holiday promo. And as you can see, it created its own little custom value key. Okay. So we're going to go and copy that. And we're going to go back to our, what's it called? Our workflow. And then I'm going to add it at the bottom of the email. Click save to make sure it's all working, and we're going to fill this out again. Okay, what is my budget? And this is our third test. Okay, clicking on that button, and then we're gonna see how that custom value that I added right here at the bottom is going to look like. So that has arrived, and then this is our test 3. And here's the URL, and it's exactly the same URL that I added when I was making that, well, when I was like making that custom value. That's the exact same URL, okay? And we're gonna click it, and it's taking us to the photo of the woman on the phone that I had previously picked. Okay, so now you're thinking, okay, well that makes sense, but that looks really ugly. Yes, I agree. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your custom value. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna show you this way. Okay, so we're gonna go download your your promo here. Okay, and then just like we're doing any type of URL linking, what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab it and copy. We're just gonna copy the text. So oh, copy it. All right, it's been copied, and then we're gonna go here, and we're gonna treat as if we were linking something. Add link, and then as the URL, you're gonna add the custom value that you copied. Okay, and the action is going to make it so that it appears in a new window. And then you're saying like, okay, well, I can just add the link like directly on here. And sure, you can do that, but when you need to update it next year, you're gonna have to go into the email and update it again. And sure, it's not a huge deal, but it does get a little bit hard to remember where you have to go and remove that link, like update that link. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna update that URL that we were using. So we're gonna update it with the link to the Growth Genie 360 logo, and we're gonna go back to our holiday promo and say this was the promo for 2025, and now we're gonna do the new promo for 2026. We're just gonna click edit, and then in the value, we're gonna put in the our new promo, our new photo. We're gonna update that. No need to do anything on that form, on that like internal email, on that email at all. We are going to just go ahead and send that out hypothetically, and then our clients are going to fill out the information for the what's it called, the form, and then we are going to see what happens. Okay, and this is our test 4. Alrighty. And just as a quick reminder, the custom value stays the exact same. The exact same. All we did was come here and update the value right here. We didn't do anything new. We didn't move anything. We didn't delete or anything. So now we receive this email, our test 4 right here. And as you can see, that looks a lot nicer. Download your promo here. And when you click on here, it directs you straight to the new logo, the new promo. Okay, so that's kind of how custom values can help you when it comes to like filling out forms, filling out like sending out newsletters and all that fun stuff. Let's see. Let me just take a look here really quick. Okay, so a fun way that I was thinking yesterday we were kind of talking about is like we have a slogan every year. And we add it to our signatures. And honestly, every year I kind of go, ugh, I have to change it inside of my Google signature, and that's so many steps. You can just come here and create the signature. So like it would be like custom value, like current year, what's it called? The motto or whatever. And then you could enter your text. I don't know, happy 2026. And
That's
then you create it.
fine.
It's
Yeah.
just for testing,
For
okay? So
testing.
this is so this is to show you that it's not just text that, or I'm sorry, it's not just URLs that you can add to these custom values. It's also text. So if you want to add that to something, like custom right here, and then I would go to my profile and update it in my signature, which I don't even know if I have this. I think I do have it set up. You can update text, you can update a photo right here as you can I saw it earlier, but we have it's just like a straight up photo that I think you just add the custom value and then it shows our logo. But as you can see, like it works for like, hey, one of the other ways that it works is whenever you have okay, hold on. Let's do two things like this. Let's do one thing at a time. I'm trying to do like two things at once. Alrighty. So then custom values year moto, and then we're gonna go to contacts, and we're gonna grab our test contact, and then just kind of show you what that would look like. All right. Let's look at Gigi. Um, and then I don't know why she's not here, but oh. Okay, let's go ahead and do this. Okay. And the custom value, and then we're just going to do a test and a test. All right, and then we're going to wait for that. And it says happy 2026, as you can see. So if you're somebody who has like a new company slogan or company motto and you want to change it every year, you don't have to go and um, change it in your like Google settings all the time. You can just change it inside of your account inside of Growth 360. You can just put a custom code and then you're good to go every year that you want to update that. All right. Another cool way to use to use like text message to use custom values is with text messaging. But any questions so far before I start talking about this, Diana?
We're not
Oh, do
seeing
you have any
any,
questions so far?
yeah, we're not seeing any comments or questions at the moment. And also,
Okay.
I don't have any questions. I think at this point, everything is clear. So you can continue.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about sending text messages. When you're texting somebody, it can be super easy, like, hey, what's up? Hey, Maria, what's up? Okay, and then you send it out and then everything works just fine. But say you want to send a text message to like five different people. So we go into our contacts and we go pick up our text, like our different text message. Um, let's see. There we go. I don't know why that has, okay. So if you're trying to pick different people, I don't know why Gigi is not showing up, but let's see, I'm gonna add you on here, Diana, but you don't have, okay, so we're just gonna add, so we have a few people and then we're gonna go to more and then we're gonna do send SMX, okay? And now we're going to name our action. We're sending a text. So you just need to send a text to a few people, not, but it has to be the same text and you don't want to copy paste and have to like change the way that like the name because sometimes things get missed and then sometimes you accidentally send out a text and it hasn't another client's name. I mean, that's happened to me. So all right, so we're gonna pick a number and then we're gonna go ahead and start creating our SMS message. And then hey, and then our little tag, custom values. Again, contact is going to be the person that you like your customer, okay? Just making sure you saw this. And then you would do user. So if it was like I'm sending it out, it would do my user. And then you can also do user signature, which is, but I don't actually know how that would look on a text. I guess let's try it. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead
Yeah, would be fun to
and then
see.
yeah, but I'm not gonna send any text messages because I
Okay,
don't know
okay.
how that would work. But I'm gonna show you here. So what would happen is that you would send the text message and then it would be individual to like everybody. Okay. So we're gonna go to conversations and we're gonna go back to right here where it says Maria and we're gonna go send a text message and just to kind of give you an idea, we're gonna copy and paste everything that we had before. So contact first name, username, and then my email signature, which we'll see how that looks because this is a text, so it might not work. Um, oh, I DND myself? There's no way. Hmm. Okay, I don't know how that happened. I DND'd myself. I don't want to do that. I want to receive text messages. So that's the power of the DND, just as you saw. It's pretty cool. Alrighty. Hey, Maria, just making sure you saw this. So it's not going to send out Maria Gordo. It's not going to send out my signature because it's an email signature. So now we know that. But as you can see, like if you want to send it to somebody else, you can do that as well. And the text message is coming in right now to my cell phone as well. So as you can see, I sent out that with the custom values, and it came out with the exact information that the client that pertains to the client. So it's the client's name, it's my name. If Diana were to wanted to send this out, and then just wanted, and then wanted to save this as a little template, then she can, and it would say username, it would say Diana. Alrighty. Let's see. Okay, so another awesome way to do this. Okay, so when you get a what's it called, a newsletter, I don't know if you know what I mean. If you scroll to the very bottom, you have like unsubscribe, and then you have like the business name, the business address, the
Mm-hmm.
business
Like the
phone number.
footer.
Yeah, the footer,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
So like a cool way to do that is just the footer. I'm just like, yeah. So kind of like a footer right here. Okay. So right here we have like Growth 360. And like I showed you earlier, it would be if we had our address and our phone number, say that we decide that we want to use another business phone number inside of of our account, or we move offices or something like that. Then all we'd have to do is update our information inside of the business information, business info area right here. We wouldn't have to change it anywhere else. So um, that's kind of like the cool thing about this is like we wouldn't have to change your email if you have to change the support email for somebody, or like you're changing addresses on and you need to do it on your website. You just add that custom code, and then you put in the information inside of your company info, and then it automatically changes it. That way you're not going to like the footer. You're not just changing it on the back end of Growth 360. You're not having to go inside of your each newsletter and update the address. You're not having to go inside of your website to change the address. You're not having to go to any of those uh, funnels that you created and update the address, right? So just put that little code in, and then it updates absolutely everywhere. So that's another cool way to use it. There's so many other cool ways to use it. Even when you're using like the AI response, like if you're using AI on your website through the chat box, or if you're using it through the AI bot that you can add to your website, you can even use the custom values on there. So if you have a call from your client, like I don't know, you have a call from Lojo Marketing and they're calling, and the AI is set up to thanks for reaching out, or hey, client name, it would say hey Lojo or something like that. So that's how cool. Or even if you're like in the chat and you're trying to set up somebody with an appointment link, and then your appointment link changes later, you can just add the custom value of the booking link, and then automatically updates it anytime you change it. So that's what's really cool about custom values. There are so many different ways to use this, and I could go on and on and on. So if anybody is watching this in the rewatch, and you're thinking, hey, like I have this situation, can I use it? And that just leave a question in the group, and we'd be really happy to help you. Just like kind of as like a wrap up to tell you some common mistakes that you want to avoid because it is
Before
easy. Go
that,
ahead.
Maria, yeah,
Yeah.
when you were talking about updating the website, just wanted to add a comment on that. Imagine if you have hundreds of pages in your website. For example, Loja Marketing alone has lots of pages because of blogs. Since 2013 or even earlier, there's already been blogs that are being published. So Rojo Marketing has lots of pages. So imagine that if you don't use custom values and Rojo Marketing is the same footer everywhere, it's like how many pages would you have to update? And that's gonna be a lot of work. So it's very
Yeah.
simple, the use of custom values, but imagine the pain that you will be saved from, the headache and the stress that you
Yeah.
that you are saved from just by simply using it, custom values. So continue, Maria.
Absolutely. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. It's like a time saver. Yes, you can have somebody go and do it, but why would you want to have somebody spend their time going through the newsletters, the websites, and everything else and updating a variable that might change next year? You can just literally add these custom values and it changes automatically. Well, not automatically. You do have to come in here and change the custom value itself, but you just do that. That's one step, and then you're done. And then just to kind of like give you some common mistakes to avoid. You don't want to create too many. You definitely don't want to do that. The other day there are some forms specific to my role as support. And I created a lot of custom values and they were kind of messy. And I created these months ago and I knew they were there. And then when I started doing some updating of the internal processes, I was like, okay, I have to take the time and actually clean this up. So it took me so long to clean it up, and I could have been doing so many other things. And that's part of the job. Sometimes you live and you learn. But one of my recommendations is don't create too many because you can get overwhelmed. And then when are you going to have time to clean it up? Okay, so don't. Another one is naming them inconsistently. You want to make sure that when you're creating a custom value, you are being clear. So it's not saying just like email, or like what email? The client's email or your email? What do you mean? Holiday promo, pretty self-explanatory. We're gonna use it during the holiday seasons, unless you want to say like I don't know, like Christmas, Thanksgiving holiday. You can be more specific. For this kind of makes sense because we don't call it we don't call the other like days off. Like, I don't know, we don't call it, we just kind of, when we say holiday, we mean Christmas and Thanksgiving and all that. You know what I mean? So you want to make it specific. You want to be clear. Uh, and you also, the third one is forgetting where they are used. And that is easy to forget where they are used. But that's why I recommend creating folders. Honestly, for me, it's better to have folders, a ton of folders, than to be very confused as to where I put anything. So create a folder that's specific. So, hey, if you use these in your newsletters, then you put all the custom values for the newsletters inside the newsletter folder, something like that. And if you just, if you map out something before you start creating these, like to kind of have a game plan ready before you start creating this, you'll avoid that mistake that I made at first, which was just creating a bunch of custom values without having while I was still learning. All right. Yeah. So this can help you by helping you, like we talked about, saving time, preventing mistakes, and update your campaigns faster, and then also keeping your messaging consistent, which is definitely something that you want to do. And that's all I have for today. Anything you want to add, Diana?
All right. So thank you so much, Maria. And we are, I mean, the especially the clients, you are in the spring season, and spring. The thing is, spring cleaning. Why not do a digital spring cleaning as well? So if you are not yet using your custom values, start looking into what is already available in the system. And if you are already in the stage what that Maria has talked about, you already have a bunch of custom values, then maybe at least take a day, do your digital spring cleaning of the data inside Growth 360 or in your website and so on. Okay, so now that you've seen what Maria has demoed today, that's actually the difference between managing your business manually and running it with systems that actually support you. So we've been talking about saving time, but aside from that, you're actually removing friction from everything you do. And we're talking about if it's time saved in this tedious process, then it's time that you can use for more high level kind of like activities for your business. At the end of the day, this is about control and clarity. So when your systems are set up like this, you see a lot of benefits to it. And this is one of those small changes that makes everything else easier to manage. Okay, I'm just um taking a look right now at the community just in case we have questions. Which I don't think we have any at the moment. So once again, feel free to leave a question, leave a comment, or even give us topic ideas that you want us to cover, especially since Growth Genie 360, it has a lot of features. And also, we also want to make a disclaimer that Growth Genie 360 keeps on updating. So if in the future you get to see this video and you see that why is it not showing like that on my end? It's because there's always huge updates yearly. And that's why we're also doing this so that we're able to show you, you know, the features, the power of the platform, and that you are updated about these kinds of things. Okay, so thank you so much once again. Continue to join us or watch the recording. We're doing this every week at 1 p.m. Pacific time. So with that, I am going to end the live stream and also going to say goodbye to you guys. I'm just going to find out right now. Okay, bye.